Hello students, today we are going to discuss the law of diminishing marginal utility, the equilibrium of the consumer with a single commodity, and how the law of demand can be derived from cardinal utility analysis. Okay, first let us go to the law of diminishing marginal utility. Before that, this law of diminishing marginal utility is based on all the assumptions of cardinal utility analysis that we have already discussed. That is, the major ones are the cardinal utility is cardinally measured. It can be measured in terms of money, and it can be measured in terms of money. So here, let us consider the behavior of a consumer who purchases a pair of shoes. Okay. So when he purchases the first unit of the pair, he will get a certain amount of utility from that, because it is a fresh pair of shoes, and he was so far without shoes. So the first pair may give him a certain utility like 500 utils. When he is buying a second pair, he may want a second pair because he may want to wear different pairs each day. So when he goes to buy a second pair of shoes, he will not feel that much intensity, that much intense pleasure when he gets the second pair, because already he has one pair. So he will feel less satisfied, or he will feel less satisfaction than before. So while purchasing the second pair of shoes, he may get only 400 utils of satisfaction. So his utility from the second pair has fallen from 500 to 400 utils. When he buys a third pair, he already has two pairs and is quite satisfied with his appearance and comfort now. And so when he goes to buy a third pair and gets it, he will get still lower amount of utility from the third pair. Okay, maybe he will get only 300 utils of satisfaction. This way, when he adds the number of pairs to his stock, then the additional utility that he derives from each pair of shoes goes down. This is called the law of diminishing marginal utility. Or the law of diminishing marginal utility states that the utility that a person derives from the consumption of a commodity goes on falling as he purchases or consumes more and more unit of the same commodity. In Marshall's words, the additional benefit that a person derives from the increase in the stock of a thing goes on falling as he has more of it. Here, the person did not have any pair of shoes initially, so his first pair of shoes will give him maximum satisfaction. When he gets a second pair of shoes, he will get less satisfaction, and the third pair will give him little less satisfaction, and this way his satisfaction from additional units or additional pairs of shoes will go on diminishing as he consumes more and more of it. This is a general case in case of consumption of any commodity. You take it for a food article like a piece of chocolate or a bars of chocolate, or dress or drinks or anything, you can see that the satisfaction that you derive from the second unit will be less than the first unit, and that from the third unit will be less than the second unit, and that from the fourth unit will be less than the third unit, and so on and so on. This is a realistic situation that we observe in the real life based on introspection of our own behavior. Okay, so we can present it in a table as follows. We have two columns here. First column represents units. Second column represents marginal utility. Okay. So first unit gives you 500 units. The second unit gives you 400 units. Third unit gives you only 300. fourth unit's base is only 200, and if we think we are using only 100 units of satisfaction. So here you can see the marginal utility that he gets from each additional unit goes on falling as he consumes more and more units of the same commodity. From this information, we can also have the total utility. Let's see how the total utility will look like. Okay. While consuming the first unit, the total utility that we derived was 500. On consuming the second unit, we have to add 500 with the utility, marginal utility that we derived from consuming the second unit. So 500 plus 400 will be 900. While consuming the third unit, the total utility will be 1200. On fourth unit, 1200 plus 200, 1400. And on fifth, consuming the fifth unit, you get a total utility of 1400, which he has already accumulated by consuming the first 4 units of the commodity plus the fifth unit of the commodity, which is 100 units. So 1400 into 100 is 1500 units. So you can see that total utility is also increasing. Okay, this is the behavior of utility and forms the basis of consumer behavior. Okay, this same information can be used. This same information can be used to arrive at consumer's equilibrium when he is consuming only one commodity. Okay. Consumer is said to be in equilibrium when he decides when he is at the optimum. That is, he has made the best decision with the available resources. That is called the optimum situation for a consumer. Okay, when he is at the best situation, he will stop consuming that commodity. This is called the equilibrium of the consumer. So when does a consumer gets into equilibrium? The consumer will be in equilibrium when the marginal utility of money is equal to the ratio of marginal utility derived by consuming the same commodity divided by price of the commodity. Here we are making an assumption that the marginal utility of money is equal to 1. That is, each unit of money gives him 1 unit of satisfaction. Okay, so if he is spending 10 rupees on a commodity, then the marginal utility of that money will be equal to 10. Okay, and if he is spending 100 rupees, then the marginal utility of money will be equal to 100. Okay, so we assume here that the marginal utility of money is equal to 1 and it is constant. Okay, so suppose the price of a commodity is price of X is 20 rupees, 20, and he sees that the marginal utility that he derived from X is 30. Okay, price of the commodity is rupees 20 and the marginal utility that the consumer derived by consuming that commodity is 30. Here, the ratio of marginal utility to price is given by marginal utility of X by price of X equal to 30 by 20. Okay, which is not equal to the marginal utility of money, is 20. So what should the consumer do? Here you can see that by spending 1 rupee, the consumer is actually getting 1.5 utils of satisfaction. Here the ratio 30 by 20 means 1.5. The ratio is 1.5, and therefore by spending 1 rupee here, the consumer is getting 1.5 utils of satisfaction. So he is getting more than the worth of his expenditure. His expenditure is only 1 rupee and he is getting satisfaction to the extent of 1.5 rupees. So what he should do? Here he should increase his consumption. What happens when he increases consumption? We know that the marginal utility of a commodity falls when the consumer consumes more of it. So here when he consumes first unit of the commodity, he will be getting 30 units of satisfaction. When he decides to consume the second unit of the commodity, the satisfaction is likely to fall, or as per if all the assumptions hold, it will fall. So the marginal utility, let's assume that the marginal utility falls from 30 to 25. Here the equation then becomes 25, but ratio then becomes 25 by 20. Again, it is not able to rise 20 because it gives 1.25. 1.25 is the ratio. That means by spending 1 rupee on the commodity, the consumer is able to generate 1.25 units of satisfaction. So the commodity is giving him more satisfaction than he is spending on it. Again, the consumer increases the consumption. He decides to consume a third unit of the commodity. As per the law of diminishing marginal utility, when he consumes another unit of the commodity, his marginal utility should again fall. Here, his marginal utility falls to 20. Price remains constant. It is at 20, and which is equal to marginal utility of money, which is also 20, and the ratio is 1 here. By spending 1 rupee, the consumer is able to generate utility worth 1 unit or worth 1 rupee. So he will be in equilibrium. At any of these points, that is when he is consuming only one commodity, the money that he is spending is giving him more worth than the cost of money. When consuming the second unit also, the situation is same. The 1 rupee is giving him more than 1 unit of satisfaction. On consuming the third unit, the marginal utility that he gets from that third unit is equal to the marginal utility of money, which is also 1. So here, this is the equilibrium of the consumer. Now, let's go to a different situation. Suppose the consumer does not stop consumption here. He goes on purchasing a fourth commodity. What happens when he purchases a fourth commodity? Definitely, as per the law of diminishing marginal utility, his marginal utility should fall. The marginal utility that he derived by consuming the third unit was 20. When he decides to consume a fourth unit, his marginal utility will fall to 15. Marginal utility that he gets from consumption of the commodity X is 15. Okay, and price is same at 20. Now it is not equal to 20 and the ratio is 0.75. That is, by consuming the fourth unit of the commodity, the consumer is getting only 0.75 worth of utility by spending 1 unit of money. So the utility is less than the utility of money, or the disutility of money spent, and therefore the consumer will not go to the fourth unit because he is actually making an irrational choice here. He is making an irrational choice here, and it is against the assumption of rationality present in the cardinal utility analysis. He is giving 1 rupee for 0.75 units of satisfaction. Okay, this is irrational from the part of the consumer, and therefore he will not consume that unit. Okay, he will stop consumption at the third unit.